Hey San Antonio, this is Rob for the MetalWorks. Today I'm here at Sunset Station to catch one hell of a brutal show, and yes, you know that includes the Black Dahlia murder from Detroit. And I have with me the main front man, Mr. Trevor. How are you doing, Trevor?
I'm doing great, man. The show was pretty awesome. The kids were pretty insane here, as we expected, as usual down here in Texas. But very cool, very, very fun.
There's a lot to talk about. I mean, right now, really, I mean, we're transitioning into the debut the debut of the release that's coming up, the second release coming up in July the 12th, Miasma. But before we talk about Miasma, let's talk a little bit about the success of Unhollowed. How do you feel about the success that you had with that release? Because now, I mean, it's become public that you guys are like one of the top sellers, debut releases for Metal Blade Records. How does that feel?
It's great, man. It's nothing that we ever expected, you know. We're just kids. I mean, you know, we're metal fans above all, you know, first and foremost. So, you know, we made a band. We played music that we wanted to hear people playing, you know, basically is what we're doing now. And I just can't believe it, you know. We recorded Unhollowed, and we had never toured as a band at that point. And just, I don't know, it's just the amount of notoriety that's come from that record is amazing to us, you know. We're just kids, and we're just having so much fun doing all this amazing shit. And, you know, this is beyond my wildest dreams. And just, so the second record, you know, isn't obviously a huge, it's the make or break record, you know. It's got to be amazing. It's got to be better than the first one. You know, there are bands that would put the same record out again, but we're not going to do that. You know, we're a forward-moving band. You know, we're always trying to make better music, expand our horizons, and you know, play shit that we, you know, these new songs we couldn't even play when we wrote them. You know, it took us a long time. So yeah, you know, it was just amazing that Unhollowed did as great as it did, and we're still all just on cloud nine here, you know. So we're just trying to live it up while it's here, and we made a record that we feel is better than the first one. It's more technical, faster. We got a new drummer, Zach, who just fucking owns on it. And I don't know, it's a better record because we've done a lot more as a band. We've toured the States, you know, tirelessly, and been through a lot of shit. And this record is way better to show for it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We like Zach, man. He's fucking badass. Okay, let's talk about Miasma and the development and the progression of the Black Dahlia murder. Lyrically, talk a little bit about the progression. I've read a little bit about that lyrically you're moving in new directions, you're expanding a little bit about what you're doing.
Weird, yeah. Really, you know, the theme, there's a little bit of a loose theme throughout the record. It's kind of like, it was really a statement about the band and about being in the band and shit. There's a lot of like, you know, it may sound weird coming from, you know, Unhollowed, which is pretty much straight up death metal lyrics, you know what I mean? And there's still that element on a lot of these songs here, but a lot of it is about a lot of drug use and being fucked up, and it's just kind of about our experience over the last 2 years, you know what I mean?
It was being on the road.
It's a fucking crazy ride, you know. We're young. I'm 24 as of the other day. I'm the oldest guy in the band. Zach's 19, you know. We're just kids out thrashing, and it's all fucking awesome. And the new record is a reflection of just all the shit that we've been through in the last couple of years, and I'm just amazed that it's done. I feel like the weight of the world has been lifted off my shoulders that we made it to the second record. And you know, there was a time when all I wanted was just to make Unhollowed. I couldn't even, when that, you know. So I just, you know, we're just gonna keep going and keep making new records and keep challenging ourselves. But the new one, lyrically, yeah, is a little bit out there, and I know it was something I guess was kind of therapeutic for me. You know, it's a bit more personal, I guess, but not in a shitty sense where, you know, as soon as you think about you know, a record being personal or emotional, you equate it with something that sucks or is weak, you know what I mean? But it's not like that. It's you know, I wanted to test the confines of what was acceptable from a metal band, you know what I mean? Because, you know, us being here, you know, we don't look like your normal metal band. You know, when we play live, you know, we don't look like your normal metal band either. So, you know, why should we make a normal metal record? So this new one is better on all fronts, a little bit experimental, nothing, there won't be any unpleasant surprises. So I'm really stoked about it. We're all very proud of it for once, and we're pretty anal retentive gentlemen, so I'm really stoked about it.
Let's share a little bit of the technicalities of the record. Where did you record it? Who produced it, and so on?
Well, we'd been touring around, you know, and really it was hard for us to pick a studio because all the bands that we bite from are from Europe. You know what I mean? So like all the bands that are heavily influencing us all the time are European bands. So we were like, well, we can't really afford to go over there yet, but that is kind of something we've talked about. So we were looking around at studios that we thought would really capture. We wanted it to be a guitar record, you know what I mean? Like have really just great sounding guitars.
And we love the solos.
Tons of textures. Yeah. We got way more solos in the new songs. Every song's got one on this record now. And so we just wanted like the guitars to speak and to sound like they're like oozing out of the speakers, you know. So we met this kid Andreas, who was in a band Scarlet that we toured around with a little bit. And he's a great kid. He's a really talented recorder. And he cut us a good, you know, he's like cut us an affordable deal where we, you know, we went to Virginia, we tracked for 3 weeks. Then we took off to New Jersey and we mixed with Andreas and Eric Rachel from Tracks East, and that was something that we, you know, in my eyes, he's like a legendary figure in modern heavy music, you know. To work with him and really closely, and you know, it was like, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, I was just like, wow, man, I can't believe this is happening, you know. And now the record sounds like, and it sounds way more professional to me and way better. There's a lot of low end. It's really heavy this time. Dave's bass can be heard on the record for once. There are toms on this record, unlike Unhollowed. So it's great, man. And we you know, we went the extra mile, and we went abroad, you know, to go record, and it paid off. You know, we had luckily Unhollowed did so well that we had you know, a huge force behind us at Metal Blade, and we're able to, you know, to really fucking make a record that we really are all about. So Miasma is done now, and I'm in love with it. I can't wait till it comes out.
For programs like Rob's MetalWorks, videos are still an important medium. I know you guys just did a new video. Haven't done it yet?
Yeah, it's still we're still in the talking spaces, and we're looking at different directors. We've seen a couple guys recently that are really fucking awesome, and you know, we know that our old videos are terrible. You know, we know that, so you know, we want to raise it up above that cable access, kind of like it looks like a video class from junior year of high school. Those videos, so you know, we wanted to you know, have an intense visual representation, because I feel like, you know, that's been our least strong point as a band. So, you know, the new record looks really awesome. We're trying to keep our merch looking amazing and trying to like kind of redefine, you know, the way that that extreme metal should look. You know what I mean? And try to do something, tread into a little bit of new territory. And I don't know, man. It's just it's gonna be a big year. It's gonna be a busy fucking year.
Undoubtedly, because I mean, you're on the King Diamond tour right now, and I know just from speaking with people tonight that you've made new fans already. You're doing Ozfest this summer, so that's like huge. What else do you anticipate is road work, and where will the band be for the rest of 05?
We'll definitely be on the road, and probably the next year or two, I would imagine, on this record. You know, once September comes and Ozfest winds down, we'll have a tour assembled where we'll be headlining the U.S., and it should be relatively cheaply priced affair, hopefully $12 at the maximum, so get everybody out, you know what I mean? Mid-sized venues, should be a blast, and we'll be taking some cool-ass bands with us, so it's going to be really cool. And we'll be on tour tirelessly throughout the next 2 years on this record, so you'll be seeing a lot of us all over the U.S.
There's a couple of final questions that I want to ask that are a little bit more general. One, Metal Blade has undoubtedly been putting forth some effort in your support Talk a little bit about Metal Blade Records and your relationship with Metal Blade Records. Like I said, they've really been pushing the band, and you guys have reached heights probably unthought of. And talk a little bit about how you feel about the label.
So we feel really lucky to be on Metal Blade, and it's not just because it's the great label that it is, but the people that we work with there, everyone on the staff in Metal Blade, I would consider my friend, and I know they care about us as people, as well as as their artists. And just to half the staff there is about my age, and it's like all the girls there, Kelly and Heather and Jen and everyone, are just so cool. And they've put so much muscle behind the band, and they helped make Unhollowed the phenomenon that it is. And I think that it was a great time for each other to meet, you know what I mean? We needed a label to back us up, and they needed to get some new bands, you know what I mean? And it was just, we were part of that first wave of the Metal Blade takeover of 2004, 2003, around there. So it's been, Metal Blade is like posed to take over the world right now with their roster and everything. And it's just amazing that we were a part of that, and that we have such great people working with us, and that really love the band as much as we do. So
we interviewed Trevor from Unearth a couple months ago, and seems like with bands like Black Dahlia and Unearth, it's like this is a new era, a new generation of bands that are really coming out, not only for Metal Blade, but really just across nation, everywhere.
I totally agree. There's just around the last couple of years, there's been a wave of just heavy music, and people's attention is getting turned again towards heavy music. Headbangers Ball came back and all that. It's a great time again for heavy music, and we're hoping that's not just going to be another fad or a trend. That we're hoping that we can keep MTV behind it, the little bit of slack that they cut metal, you know what I mean? We hope we can keep that, you know what I mean? And just, I don't know, this tour is an example that metal is great, it's doing well, it's never going to go away. King Diamond has been kicking it forever, and there's no signs of stopping. And I don't know, metal is just here to stay, and really all these young bands, it's like it's like a family of bands, you can talk about any one of these new bands, and it's like every one of them knows each other, and we all there's a big a mutual respect going on here. We're all just amazed that this is happening to all of us, and we're all young, and we're all going to be around for a long time, I feel. So I think this is really cool what's happening.
Hey Trev, I want to thank you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for taking the time tonight for the viewers of Rob's MetalWorks. Any last words for the people out there? Anything we missed? Anything you want to say?
Just stay metal. And Miasma will be out July 12th. Please check it out.
Remember San Antonio, you saw Trevor of the Black Dahlia murder right here on Rob's MetalWorks. Just like he said, Miasma is going to hit the streets July 12th. Go pick that shit up. I want to give a big shout out to all my people at Metal Blade for hooking us up with the man here tonight. Remember, the Black Dahlia murder rocks on Rob's MetalWorks. Don't go anywhere. We got some killer ass live shit coming up next.